Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day number 6 of Fortnite India's Diwali Skirmish. My name is Aldia Blokesh. I will be your customer today alongside DK.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Like Cash said, this is day 6. So many teams have already played the game. They've racked up an insane amount of points. And today we've got Red Hawk Pirates. If I'm not, that's how it's pronounced, right, Cash?
Let's call them Red Hawk, yeah.
Yeah. So Red Hawk, we've got they. This is a familiar location, Wild West. We've seen another team before. Fortnite trackers drop here. It's considered quite a safe drop. Good amount of loot, concentrated loot, decent amount of mats if you rotate around a little south of your location.
So the players we have for the first team, for the first game of day number 6 are Slime Shot, Troll God and Red Hawk. Presumably the captain of the team. We'll see how these guys are going to take the whole 3 games that they have in lined up for them today.
So I'm expecting quite a safe drop from these guys. They just want to get their inventory figured out. Might look at those rifts behind them, take one of those, get into a decent position.
Let's do a quick re-summary of the point system for today, BK.
Yeah, so the point system goes something like this. There is 1 point for each kill, 1 point for top 10. That is, even if one guy makes it to top 10, they will get that 1 point for top 3, and 3 points for victory royale. So far, we haven't really seen any victory royales over here in the live stream, at least. What do you think, Cash? Could we see one today?
Well, we were very close. Fortnite trackers did come in like really close 3 times in a row, right?
Like all 3 times, they were really
yeah.
consistent.
So I'm pretty sure they might be able to. They've already lost half of the server. I don't know if these guys are going to be playing it really slow for the first game.
Exactly, and the thing that people don't really are trying for these victories. What they're going for is those skill points, because for if you play for placement, there's only a confirmed 5 points that is given that you win the game, which might not always be the case. So these guys would like to go for kills. Currently, they're just taking these inventory, figuring out their inventory.
I have a feeling like from what I've seen, these guys, all of the teams that we've seen so far, they've all been very aggressive in their first games, the first few games, the first couple of games, and then the third game they take it pretty slow.
Exactly,
but I think,
trying for a safer finish.
Considering how these guys do have a lot of catching up to do, since there are teams with like really high number of points, they might need to push forward really fast.
Yes, so currently we can tell that these guys are just willing to play it slow, play it safe. They have a decent amount of rotation. I see Troll God has balloons in his hand. Not sure if he's going to keep those, going to switch it for something else. Currently he's of half pot. He's going to pop that really quick.
Are you a big fan of the balloons?
Personally, I've seen people put the balloons to good use. Like, it's a great mobility item. You could just redeploy when you're reached maximum height. It's worth carrying if you don't have, say, explosive in your inventory and you're just looking to hold something. Why not have balloons in your inventory?
Might be. It looks like they do have a rift that they can use to rotate around. The circle is not too far away from them, so...
Yeah, so the circle is not too far away from them, but they're not looking to play safe now, are they?
This is pretty much the same strat that we saw from Fortnite trackers. They came in the same way, they're going the same... they're taking the same route, filling up
exactly. But they were lucky enough to find a lot of people, if you remember, near outside of Fatal Fields in the corrupted areas. Just a lot of teams, they played well. They didn't just go into the fight looking for those kills. They third-partied from on top of the highest possible ground that there was. That was a great strategy. It played well in their favor. We'll see if they try something like this.
Looks like Troll God is going to be the one. He's going to be the eyes of the team. He's pushing forward.
Another great strat that we've seen with these teams is that one guy just plays scout, just scouts ahead. If he sees another team, he informs his teammates and waits up for them. Usually, as long as the teammates are together, they usually play very well.
Yep. So for the common mistakes that we've seen in the teams that have taken part, that they kind of like start from the team, and then he starts getting debated into the other guy's traps.
Exactly. Now we can see they have spotted at least one enemy in Paradise Palms. I think they suspect. Exactly, that's a good thing, and I think they suspect there might be more people around them. That's why you can see them building from everywhere. Just heard a trap go off somewhere. Still on 200 shield, all three of the teammates gets tagged once. Red Hawk.
Yeah,
It's
he
a knock
knocks one
actually.
with the sniper rifle. Red Hawk is pushing in full throttle.
I think he sees someone who might have bailed away. There's one right in front of him.
They've covered both angles. This guy is
This guy just spraying from below while another takes high ground, another helping him spray. This is good teamwork.
Yep.
These guys were just baffled. They didn't know what to do. That's great teamwork coming from Team Red Hawk Pirates.
Let's take a look at the kill count from the first fight. We've got 2 kills in the books. That's 2 points already. These guys,
So
not
this
too
guy got
bad, not too bad.
immediately. So decent start. I'm pretty sure they
Celebrity.
have a lot of resources. Troll God actually had taken off some HP off of him, but he might be able to find some heal. Yes, he popped some med kit.
He might be able to. I think they might be carrying a few minis somewhere down there in the arsenal. They still have a pretty considerable amount of people left in the server, so this might work in that way.
Yes, we saw
drop some ammo over there.
some mini shields for Troll.
Yep, got the minis. Yep.
So the people dropped out pretty quickly in the beginning in this server. There were only 50 people left when they were moving ahead from Wild West, but now it's kind of a stable lobby, would you say?
Yeah, it is.
Still 40 people and they managed to get 2 kills. I think they might be looking to move out really quickly after they pop this half shield.
So what kind of rotation do you think they would make? I think the go-to location would be either Retail Row or Fatal Field, right?
Exactly. I'm pretty sure these guys are not even looking at the zone right now. They just want to find people, just try to go for those third-party opportunities.
Yeah, they might be.
The zone is not that far away for them.
They might stick with the storm to see if they can catch up any one of us.
Still farming up. I don't think they have a lot of resources. That's why they're still trying to
Ladies
farm
and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator.
So these guys just stay inside the zone, play safe, and farm a lot of mats.
Alright, they've got enough.
They will all be 200 after this. Still a lot of guys left. Only 3 guys knocked out since we last did the lobby count.
Oh, there's a porter in. Alright. Red Hawk still hasn't dropped down his. I don't know if it's Red Hawk or Troll God. He still hasn't.
Probably Troll God who has the balloons. Yeah. All gonna rip together.
Let's see where they're gonna rotate around now. Yep, might be to Fatal Fields. The storm, the circle, the zone is in the center of the map. I remember you mentioning in one of the previous games that the circle being in the center means that there's a lot of opportunities for them to be.
Exactly, a lot of opportunities, but also a great amount of risk. If the teams play well, if they stay at high ground, if they decide not to get a lot of attention to them, just go for the third parties, it turns out pretty well in their favor. If these guys could manage that, it would look good because they don't really have a lot of
they get to a fight already. Yep. There's Slime Shot taking the higher ground, seeing if he can get a better angle, be able to put some suppressing fire for his team to come in.
Decent push from Slime Shot.
Grenades, seeing if he can get there. He gets 1 tag on them, he gets 2 tags, he gets
a knock.
Down.
These guys might want to push right now. Just don't give them any opportunity to get the res on.
They've got one guy who's right next to them, seeing Slime still trying to see if he can get the high ground. Over here takes a little bit of damage. They're sticking together as much as possible, seeing if they can assist each other in terms of taking this one guy out. It's a 2v1 fight over here.
And there we can see, if it's not wrong, Red Hawk fighting another guy. Quickly, all 3 of them playing at the same guy. This is looking good. Great teamwork. Another guy jumps into the fight. Gets one knock.
Good for them.
And they get this victory. And I believe they got 3 kills over in this fight.
I believe so too, yep.
And Troll God bagging all 3 of those kills. Lucky for them. So the great thing about this team is they all keep pressuring the same guy. You can build in one direction. If you're really good, you could build in 2 directions to protect yourself. But 3, you can't cover that. That's the great thing about this team. They stick together. They know which guy to pressure at once. So you saw this. They grenaded one guy. So it's only 2 of them. They have to fight.
Third parties again.
Another team just getting the gunshot, jumping into the equation. 43 damage on him. Good strong push from Red Hawk, trying to take the high ground where the other guy goes low. Gets a great shot and gets the knock. I think he died immediately. So
I think
that
it was
would
just
mean
one person,
was
so
just
it
one
might be
person.
that confirms that 6th kill. Slime Shot showing us his quick building and quick edits.
Still looking good. I think they have a decent amount of loot right now. They got a lot of loot from this fight. Still looking good on HP.
At this point, they should be pretty warmed up, to be honest. They should be ready to take on.
Exactly. They should be looking for other people all around because
That
there's
is
lots of
quite
build
a,
here.
yeah,
It would
that's quite
attract a lot
a
of enemies. The balloons coming into play. Just another guy. See,
Slime
that's the
Shot
thing I'm
placing in
talking
a
about.
close scope, almost lands it, gets the SMG, shotgun.
That was a close one, but his teammates will try to come to help him. Good pressure from all three. Again, we see it's a 3v1. It's always a 3v1 situation with these guys. That's
It
the
works
best thing
that
they
way,
could do.
yeah.
Help their teammates out.
They've got 8 kills in total right now.
So, Cash, that's the thing. When you're in the center of the zone, when the zone is central, and these guys built up so high in the first fight, right? It attracts so much attention, and the fact that other teams are coming to them rather than they have to rotate, and they could save resources on that, it is working out great for them. We have seen this before. We have
This
seen that
game
it works
started
out
out
in their
really
favor.
slow. This game started out really slow. It looked like they were not going to get that many kills, but they already have around 8 kills right now. If they can get a victory royale and if they can...
And as we
it
talk
might have
about
them,
getting attention, another team sees the opportunity, trying to take them out. Let's see if
sticking
they can
together
capitalize on
no
this.
matter what. Trollgod trying to see if he can get an angle on them. Slime Shot does... No, Red Hawk does get an angle, my bad.
Just not rushing this in any way. So these guys like to stay on the outskirts of the zone, not really moving in. So they are the ones who will third party, not being third party from somebody else.
Which is a good thing, you know, it's all you always have fun when you're the other person doing it, not when it's
Exactly.
happening to you.
You love to see it hit
Red
the
Hawk
blade.
playing it really brave.
Really stuff. You can see
Not
he
letting
has the
anyone
heavy
cover to himself.
assault rifle in his hand. This thing deals a lot of damage in each hit.
Looks like that person has used a Shadow Stone.
He's trying to get any sort of hit moving in. They see another guy.
Red Hawk spots someone over here
Right
behind
the tree.
Tries to move in using higher ground. His builds are a bit wonky right now, but he's getting the job done.
Can't really seem to connect with what he's trying to do. He's trying to take the high ground in any way possible. Takes one hit.
Probably has
get the hit.
with that. If he can get one more hit on this
if his teammates come to help him out like before, he could definitely get this kill.
His teammates are there already. They've already closed the gap by the time we said we just started talking about it. They've already closed the gap. Slime Shot does take a lot of damage. He's got we're close to 50 HP.
Let's see another guy joining the fight.
Shot, gets the second shot.
Just one more hit and he can secure this knock.
Trollgod does not give up. He is following full power.
Trollgod is currently killing one guy. His teammates are there with. Somebody from their team gets knocked.
Although he is moving away a little too much.
I think Slime Shot might be AFK over here. He might have some issues.
Well,
looks like it's only Trollgod for now. This opponent is really weak. That much we know. He got a lot of hits. He was in white damage. But it looks like a 2v1 if not more. Just boxing him in, trying to keep safe, reloading those guns. This is not looking too good. Yes, as we see, Slime Shot got disconnected. How unfortunate. They could have had that fight easily if it was 3 guys.
Looks like Slime Shot got connection timer.
It's 2 times, 74 to 2 times.
He might go down here because it's not looking good for him.
He's not looking good, getting straight from multiple directions. 2 people jumping waves one by one, and this is
8 HP. If he can make it out somehow,
he could just bail out, but he will get pressured here. Not looking so good. There it is. Gets one more. Can he secure? Oh, he couldn't secure the elimination. If only he could secure it, that would have been great.
That's 8 kills in total. Unfortunately,
but not a bad game. 8 kills.
I don't think they got a placement point for it. Let's take a look at the match stats. Looks like they came in.
They came in 4th.
4th, not bad. They did get 1 placement point.
Yes, they do get the 1 placement point from this match, and those 8 kills that puts them at 9 points. For the first game, so not so bad. A solid start. They could definitely improvise on this. They know everything was going good, but unfortunately, Slime Shot got disconnected from the fight. They could have had it right there.
Yep. That was 9 points in total. Not bad for a first game.
That's the thing we see, Cash, time and time again. As long as the people from the same team, they stick together, they are doing really well. And the moment that somebody gets knocked out or somebody gets separated, things goes out for them.
That is true. What do you think? I have a feeling like Troll got rushed a little too much to get one kill on the other guy.
Yes, I'm not aware. I'm not aware if these two guys, Troll God and Red Hawk, were aware of that their teammate got disconnected. Right. So what happens is Red Hawk was knocked out, and Troll God might have thought that Slime Shot was still with him, so it was a 2v1 situation. But as it turns out, he was not. And then he had to improvise. Then he was just trying to secure any eliminations he could while getting pressured for so many directions. I think he did it well given all the information that he had. Definitely would have worked better if all three of them were there. But let's see how they decide to play it in game 2.
We are readying up for game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned.
For those of you watching and don't know that we are doing a giveaway, actually, you type in exclamation points to check out how many points you have. If you have 20 points, you could buy a ticket to enter in the giveaway. You can have a number of opportunities to participate in the giveaway. The more tickets you have, the more chance you have of winning. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are underway with round 2 of game 1 for day 6. That's a lot of numbers right there. And let's see what kind of drop they have chosen.
Numbers on the table right now. They've got 9 points on the table already. Hopefully they can get a pretty high.
Game 2, Salty Springs as their main location. This is a hot drop. So let's see if anybody else dropped with them right here. There's a decent amount of loots, good rotation right in the center of the map. They really don't have to worry about the zone over here. Just get whatever they can and go for those eliminations. I think they are trying to play a little bit more aggressive than last game.
Yeah, they're still sticking together, however, they're
all three of them landing in the same house, if I'm not wrong. Red Hawk actually getting into gets one knock, doesn't take any damage. This is looking great for him.
Red Hawk able to secure that.
He will secure that elimination, get whatever resource good. Getting shot from outside. The good thing is, even though all three of them landed in the same house, they might have to share on the guns. But still, they could actually shoot the place. Grenades coming in. Not on the same teammate.
Dropping the back.
Sting bombs doing a lot of damage.
The only one left. Slime shot
Both of
might
them
be
get
able to
knocked.
clutch. No.
That was really quick, and unfortunately they could get only 1 point
One
from this
kill.
landing.
This
So
was a really unfortunate game for them. Just 1 point in the bag. This makes their total point tally as 10 points. This is not looking good. They might
yeah,
need to play extremely aggressive, extremely tactical in the third game if they want to get
exactly.
anywhere
This
close to
puts
being
them in
able
a
to catch
difficult
up.
situation. So they decided to play really safe, gather those resources in the first game. They decided to switch up a little bit in the second one, but now it puts them in such a bad position. Now they have to decide whether they play slow or whether they just go ham, go looking for those points, go look for those extreme amount of kills. Like they have to make a decision right now.
This was a very unfortunate event, ladies and gentlemen. Please show us your Fs in chat if in support and mourning the loss of the second round. Hopefully they can recover in round number 3.
Let's see what kind of approach they have this time.
Right. This is game 1, round number 3 of day 6. Again, a hell of a lot of numbers. They've landed in beyond the yard, as it seems, and looks like this might allow them to be able to share the loot better. And it's not much of a hot drop.
Exactly. So Yonder's yard. It's a great location. Lots of loot, and he finds a chug jug, as just as I mentioned the loot over here, and pretty safe. Like not a lot of people drop here. At most times you could find just one team with you. I don't think anybody is sharing the location with them right now. They might have the places to themselves.
They should get a pretty decent amount of wood, decent amount of metal as well, and
lots of
they do
pellets.
have. What do you think about the rotation routes from here? Like, what kind of rotation routes do you think is?
So I drop here quite often. Usually the rotation for me would be go towards safety shaft if the zone is favorable, which I think it might be a possible rotation for these guys. If there's any team over there still looting, or any team moving in from greasy to shifty, if not, use the glider redeploy or any porter rifts if they can get their hands on that, and go to tilted towers quite possibly. Just finish up whatever fights that they were already going on over there, which might be easy for them. But let's see what these guys choose.
Looks like Trollgod's got himself a chug jug. There's a slurp available as well for slime shot. Redhawk's got minis and big shields. They're not looking too bad when it comes to shielding up. They've got enough resources. Oh, a purple bolt action sniper rifle. Drops. This guy is my guy.
Exactly, he actually picks up the bolt over the quad launcher. So interesting.
This guy is my guy.
I'm hoping this guy is really good with his snipes. I hope they talk about it.
Hopefully, we've not gotten any snipes to talk about except for that one snipe where we were
in the first game, I think, was it Slime Shot or was it Troll God who made the snipe? In any case, there was a nice snipe which helped them out deal with a team of 2.
But hopefully, we'll get to talk about a few snipes today. Let's see. This is only game 1 anyways. It's got a green pump. I think they might be looking to rotate towards Shifty Shafts.
Yes, the way they're moving, it looks like they're rotating already. They're just looking to get some hits on these pellets as they move out. Quite a lot of people still left. Lots of shields that I'm seeing over here that they can carry, and he drops an extra full and is going to carry the mini. Probably somebody else could pick that up. So this is looking good so far, guys. They have the weapons, they have the resources, they have full shields, and on top of that, they have extra shields as well. So far, so good.
So far it is looking good. Slime Shot might go for the Sheen. He drops the gold. Please do not drop the gold. Thank you.
He can hear you guys, so you can keep advice.
Alright, now yes.
Definitely will grab the P90. No way he misses on that.
Is for his teammate to pick it up. Troll God might be notified right now.
I do see some ramps being built up from over Shifty. I think people might have rotated to Greasy.
If you see a player stop moving, it might be either because of disconnection issues or he might be just rearranging his inventory. You never know. But I have a feeling that Slime Shot might experience another.
So I think all of them are moving. I don't think there's any issues right now. You can see a big ramp being built up. So somebody probably made use of the glider redeploy feature and moved over to this location. What people like to call it is the chair. So definitely somebody was here. If they're not still here.
Might have been their landing location, or it might be that one guy who did it here. He does.
Troll God does see some ramps. So this guy is a big fan of the redeploy feature. We've seen him use time and time again, this opponent. I don't think he sees him. He will get sprayed on by enemies. This is not looking good for the opponent, but definitely very good for these guys.
That guy might be legally
easy hit, easy knock. They need to look for his teammates right now. A double barrel. I'm not sure if they would want to pick it up. So Troll God does have a quad launcher. Yep, Troll God does have a quad launcher in his inventory. Looks like Slime Shot might have actually taken some fall damage. But it's not going to bother him since all three of them are full shield. And actually shotgun somebody. Didn't really see where he was. Probably hiding. Yep, he was hiding in there. And what loot these guys had. They just brought them so much loot. And such easy kills. This would help them out a lot. A grappler for mobility. Some RPGs. I saw a golden whipper in there as well. Might have been a scar. This is looking really good for them. And still a lot of people to go. I think they could afford to play aggressive right now.
There's still a lot of time for the storm to move in there. They've got, I don't know if they will be using the ladder redeploy to move in. Might save up on the mats. They're trying to see if they can get some more mats along the way. Slime Shot is at 80 HP. My OCD is starting to affect me. Please get it to 100.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure there's no apples around here in this part of the map. There's a lot of mushroom, but they can't make use of that. Hopefully they'll find a map.
They might see someone moving across the bridge, hopefully. They can catch someone off guard. Let's see, what locations do you think the opponents might be rotating towards from Shifty?
Well, this late in the game it's pretty hard to tell given the fact because of the glider redeploy feature, people could be moving out anywhere. But if I were to guess, I would say people currently moving out from tilted towers, and you can see the river. It's a great place to spot people. Like this open, there's no natural cover around in the river. You could just look at that place right there on your map.
Thank you very much.
Spot if somebody is moving
in on that map. It was very important for us to see the details of it. What a guy. Slime Shot is seeing if he can close the gap between each other. I do not like this spacing between them. Although in a way it is. I think he heard me. Okay. He's going back to his team, seeing if they can regroup and make the next
Probably
move.
Can hear you, probably watching the stream.
Probably, yes, probably can hear me.
But definitely more focused on the game, given that this is their last game. And they might be looking to rack up some points. A slurp juice. This could help with your OCD cache. Will he pop it? Will Slime Shot pop it? Or will they hold it?
Find out in the next episode of
He actually decides to hold it. I think he had an inventory space left, so good idea. I would have done the same thing, but then again, I'm not a professional. Don't consider my opinion, please.
Let's see.
This guy just moving in, closing in towards Salty Springs, an unfortunate location for them as it
Darkest
turned out
Spring,
last time.
a location with which they do not have friendly memories. There's more balloons. There's balloons everywhere.
There's balloons everywhere, and if I'm not wrong, it's supposed to be a rare item. It's cash, and you just see it everywhere. Maybe the Epic Games are telling them use those balloons, get up in the air, look for those kills.
It's like this might help them in terms of mobility. They might be able to cover some ground and see if they can find some
A
kills.
couple of shares over here. Another slurp juice. You could actually carry two of those, so he might be looking to hold on to this.
Not picking it up. I think it might be good. Might still have that slurp from
I think they would have not wanted it to go this way since they've not found anybody on the rotation. The rotation didn't really work for them because they were only found those two guys. A lot of loot from those two guys, but still they would look to find more people. He actually didn't pick up the slurp juice. I think Troll God.
Troll God is trolling.
Troll God is trolling. He just don't know what he's doing. The zone is pretty far away, but it wouldn't bother them since they could move easily, but they will still try to look for people on the way. So what Red Hawk is currently doing is he's just trying to go up in the air, probably want to use the glider redeploy from up top, but doesn't do that. I think they might be wasting precious time over here. What Slime Shot is going to do is he's just going to go to the top by holding left mouse button, phasing it up to the air, and then he's going to use his glider to make as much distance as possible.
This might help them be able to find spot enemies, but they might need to hurry up.
I think they have to take whatever fight they find. They have to go for these kills right now.
This does look, they do have a lot of ground as well. They might, the others might be doing the same thing. So, yep, looks like they are. They're gonna need to hurry up because there's not much kills that they can get to kind of catch up.
Okay, the good thing is they have a lot of HP. All three of them are together. They seems to have figured out that they need to stick close in order to win the next fight. And they have a lot of shield. They probably have a lot of resources. We saw them farming along the way. Only if they could find the next few people real soon.
And we have a peaceful moment as we look over.
Look on over to the beautiful map of Fortnite as these guys had close to
does see someone right next to him. The others are right with him as well. Let's see if he can.
A possible sniping opportunity. He sees at least 3 guys who might be fighting other people. He has to take the shot right now.
Not yet.
He doesn't, but his teammate gets knocked for him. He will go for this elimination immediately. Rockets coming in. More eliminations over there if you have a look. Troll God in a close quarter fight. Those sack shots coming into Goose, followed up by a pump from teammate. There's enough loot for them to go through this whole match. They have those shields to cover up for whatever health they lost. And finally, some people that they see and they get those eliminations without losing a lot of damage. More people over here. This guy doesn't really look like he had a grip on this game. He gets eliminated immediately by Troll God.
Available for them to take and add
to their... a natural high ground. Another guy coming in with the quad crasher. They have to stick close.
Red Hawk making use of that quick peeking.
Double barrel in Red Hawk's hand. Let's see how he can use that. Just applying whatever pressure he can. Trying to place an RPG. He does get a hit. That was a brilliantly placed RPG shot. He does get a knock on that. I think it's just one guy left. Can they secure this one? And they get a knock. It might be one more.
Yep, there is one more. Slime Shot is one more, takes one taking the damage in the beginning. But
one more guy. So and they get a lot of kills. Let's see how many kills they secure over here.
From this one fight, they got a total of 9 kills.
So they have a total of
10 kills, but they got
they got 8 in this spot right here. They secured 8 elimination in this spot right here. That is what I was talking about. This is what they needed. This is what they needed for those points. And they definitely have that top 10 without a doubt. Let's see if they're in top 3, quite possibly so.
They might be, yes, they might be. If they can secure a victory royale and they can
So
kill them.
I'm pretty sure this is their strongest game so far, and they needed it to be to secure whatever points they can.
Oh, they've spotted the builds going on. Looks like there is a
This
build
might
battle
be
going on.
a great third-party opportunity. He has a quad
If he
launcher.
can snipe, if
They
he
have
can
that
land
those
a good snipe
RPGs
right now, he needs to channel his inner Dakotas and Doctor to be able to pull
and
this
go
off
for a
right.
snipe and make the whole base fall down.
Time Out is trying his hardest to see if he can put some covering between him. Oh,
Takes a little bit of fall damage yet again.
he's not in a good he's not in a good spot. Trollguard is pushing even though Time Shot is taking his time.
Yes, they're just hoping that their kills might not get stolen by somebody else.
Just nobody has died yet. There's still 5 people remaining. So it could be one team.
For those of guys who are just joining in, this is the third game for Team Red Hawk Pirates. And as we close into the last moments of this game, you can see they're just playing out this big base being built over here. Squad crash is coming into great use, just trying to get any hits they can. Just get messed up in a little bit over there. He has an RPG to help him follow up. Going to use that, place that beautifully, trying to knock him down.
They do kill one guy, but it's not there. So they've lost one kill opportunity. Look at that ram push. That is a solid ram.
And the two of them together, so they're securing this high ground from above. He's gonna drop down into his enemy territory right here. Trying to get eyes on these enemies. He sees him. He might want to try to communicate with his teammates. Finds another one taking heavy damage. I think he might get knocked up there.
Manages to take that guy down with the help of
his teammate. Helps him out. Would want to secure that elimination as soon as he can. Red Hawk goes down. He'll get bursted immediately. Almost out. But it won't matter much if they could secure these eliminations.
They're gonna need to be
There's a trap over there. Have to be careful. This is a close quarter fight. Have to be careful about the trap being
He's not dead yet. He's about to be completely drained, and now he's.
Yeah, so I don't think they had time anyway to revive him. Yes, eyes on another enemy. So close, the enemy blocks off his shot. I think he's going to try to disengage, help his teammate out with this fight. I think that's the right idea. Somebody actually got hit with the ice trap.
Might be the opponent.
Hopefully for them, it looks like it was the opponent.
Yep.
I don't know if they heard that. That could have been a great opportunity to apply some pressure. So that's not what they want. If they didn't get the knockdown, they wouldn't get the elimination. He gets stabbed heavily. Lost all shield he has. Looking not looking so good.
Actually, I have a feeling he might be seeing if he can try to get a snipe opportunity as well from somewhere far away. Let's see what Rogard is up to. Rogard is coming for his time shot right now.
I don't think he wanted to hit that rock. I don't think that rock did anything bad to him.
Sometimes PK, the left mouse button does not comply.
Or he might be just the frustration might have got to him.
Support a rift, and
I don't think all of them did. I think it was only one guy that rifted. Two people that rifted away. Still, I think it might be a solo over there or a teammate that couldn't follow up on the rift. Quite possibly 2v3. They have to be careful about the third person. We don't know.
They have a natural high ground right now. This is not looking good. Trollgod might need to push up as fast as he can.
He's going to play the tank in this position. He has more HP compared to Slime Shot.
Beautiful opportunity.
Misses the snipe. Will follow up with those AR shots. Good hits. Pushing up with his teammate.
Trollgod at the moment.
They are definitely top 2 in this one. Can he get the knock?
Damage with the manages to avoid the ice trap. The other guys.
The other guys into the ice trap. He has no mobility. They can get elimination, and they do. It's only one guy left. If they could move this on, he does well to avoid taking any storm damage over there. I think somebody else is glided over on top of them, trying to regain high ground. Don't really have a lot of HP. Blocks him off, gets blocked himself with the cone. This is a good fight. Let's see how they played out. Slime Shot doesn't really have a lot of HP. Might be very bad. And he gets knocked down. Oh, they came so close to that victory royale. This guy didn't really have any HP, but he wins the game. Anyways, they finished second in this fight.
13 kills.
We had
13
13
kills.
kills. This was a great game for Team Red Hawk Pirates.
Yep. 13 kills and 2 points for Mason. That makes 15 points total. Not
So
bad at
15
all.
points in total, not bad. They covered up a lot of ground from this second game, given their unfortunate landing in Salty Spring. They did really well. It would have been great to get those 3 points from the victory royale, but both of them didn't have any shield really. May
Red Hawk
possibly could have played better.
with 25 points at the end of all 3 rounds.
That was a great
9
game,
points
Cash.
in
We
the
saw a safer landing. We saw them try to go ham in Salty Spring, didn't work out, but they did manage to do really well. Did really well to cover that gap up.
We are setting up for game 2 of the.
We are setting for game 2. We'll get another team here very shortly. Team Razor. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting with game number 2 of day 6. This is round 1. We've got Team Razor over here.
We've got Devil, Game
Game
Ranks,
ranks
and
and
Sniper.
Sniper. So, Salty Spring Catch yet again. Let's see how it works for these guys. One guy gets knocked out
Unfortunately,
already.
not in a good way. They've already lost one
Salty
guy.
isn't really looking good for these guys, and he gets thirsted immediately. This is looking really bad for them.
Looks like we can get their call. Resolved in a second.
So
They are entering game.
they get eliminated immediately, and from the
But
beginning it
one
wasn't
kill.
really looking good that they had good communication in between them. Let's see if they want to switch it up a little bit in their second game. I don't
Game
think they
one,
got any points.
game two, round one is not looking good for them at all. Looks like they haven't. Maybe they missed out on game one, round two, where they probably should have seen what happened to the other team when they landed in Shifty. Shifty might not be the best.
Let's
Not
see if they want to switch it up from Salty Springs, that is.
Yeah. We'll see what their strategy is for game two, round two. Alright, we are at game 2, round 2. Let's see if we can get a better game compared to the previous
Unfortunately
one.
for them, in the previous game, as we saw before, Salty, not
Looks
an
like
ideal.
Sniper does get an elimination.
Game ranks
Down
knocked
for
out
game ranks is
immediately.
knocked down immediately. This is not
He
looking
will
good
get
for them
toasted
again.
against Sniper at 50 health himself.
Looks like
Devil
this time they went with
only
retail draw.
200.
Hot drops are not working in their favor. Devil does get another.
Yes, secures one
That
elimination.
confirms one kill.
Sniper actually pops up a chug jug really quick. Let's see if he can secure this elimination. It's looking bad. But
He does.
Getting hit from the back, only 7 HP.
7 HP.
His teammate needs to help him out over here. Grenades coming in. He finds a medkit that will help him out. His teammate needs to buy him 10 seconds for him to be able to pop this grenade. He has a heavy rifle.
He's got 50.
There's a lot of damage.
He's got 100. Full health, full shield. He might be able to provide some sort of
Luckily for him, we saw he was on 50 HP as soon as he dropped in. Luckily for him, he finds a chug jug and pops it and is able to help him out. A blue pump over there if anybody wants
It is
to
pretty unfortunate that they've lost game rank immediately, right
pretty
after
early. So these guys deciding to go with those power drops, retail row, salty springs. A lot of skill always there. Somebody tries to sneak up on him.
Doesn't land the shot, so he hasn't lost any sort of health.
Also, I was able to pop up one.
I don't know why he decided to use this.
But he gets the knock.
Yep.
Just reflect real quick.
He's got to do it, you know. They took one of his, and he takes one of
Yes, they took one of his enemies
one more
and
person coming
more
in.
people building on top of the supermarket. Trying any
We
shots,
have-
instead
we have
gets
to
stabbed
take
himself,
cover
only
behind.
55 HP on him.
I don't think he has enough mats as well. He might be looking low on that. Again, once again, Devil needs to seek Sniper's help. Sniper still at full health, full shield.
Gets a knock, eliminates him. Might be more
One
people
guy
over here. Sniper at the high ground with a lot of health. Recent match gets some heavy tags on this guy. Tags him 3 times. He's in white. Yes, they will secure the kill.
comes in to secure the kill as
Yes,
well.
now
Let's quickly-
this is looking good. This is looking better. Even though they lost a teammate, they have secured
This
quite a
is
few amount of
definitely
early kills. 52 people still left in the game. I'm not sure if these guys have spare heals, but they will find it. This is retail road. There's a lot of loots over there. They could find the time and the right place to loot.
Let's do a quick tally of the kills. Sniper's got 3. And Devil has 3 as well, so that's
So 6
that's
kills.
confirmed kills.
They have to compensate for the last game. In the last game, if you guys just running in don't know, these guys landed Salty Spring, which didn't work out really well for them. They got eliminated as soon as they dropped. I think they only secured 1 point from that game. But this time it is looking better around, even though these guys lost game ranks very early on. Sniper has 200 HP. He's farming a lot of mats. They definitely have the guns. I saw a heavy rifle in the hand of Devil, that is, and I saw a Scar. So this is not looking too bad.
It looks like they've settled down and they're trying their best to see if they can get some more maps.
Just moving around, this place already seems to be looted. Not a lot of luck when it comes to heals, no spare shields. We just find a chest, let's hope. There's something, no heals again. Finds a half pot, another chest. A grappler for mobility. Pop this half pot real quick. So Cash, what do you think? What's the play over here? This was only 2 guys. They have to be
2 guys,
careful
they're
on
gonna
what
be-
kind of fight they pick.
They definitely have to stick together as much as they can. Moving around
much as they
separate
can.
might not be effective, especially
In all of the games we've seen before, the best strategy to do is make sure the fight is 3v1, 3v2, whatever possible. Because as long as they stick together, they focus on the same enemy, they do well. Because they put one enemy out of the equation, then they try to get another one, and then they eliminate the whole team. That's how these games work. But since there's only 2 guys, they will have to be careful about what fight they pick. they will have to make sure that whatever opportunities they have for third party, they take it. So
One
interesting
thing
that
is for sure, I'm really enjoying spectating Devil right now because his skin is really, really
really
beautiful to look.
mesmerizing. Yep, he finds another half pot, so now it is looking good. They have the weapons, definitely have the resources. This guy has been farming a lot, and he's farming the right thing. So these fences and the fences in retail row, they give you a lot of wood. This, if you could hit those blue marker, the bonus hit markers while farming, these will give you 15 wood in 2 hits. That's a lot when it comes to farming in Fortnite. At some points, it even might be more than a tree. If you're farming a tree in 2 hits, this might not give you 15 wood, which is great. A great place to farm retail, bro. Also getting hits on whatever they can, and so they look
Just
like
like
they've been moving away from the center, but it's only, I believe, only to farm, that is because they have a rift player is going to take that, wait for his teammate to take that as well.
well, they still do have a decent amount of people left in the game. They might be able.
Yep, still 39 people to go. I think they might have seen somebody here because no other reason to really go to the end of the zone. Yes, they definitely do see a team over here taking the shots. Devil can sneak up. 96 damage, that's a lot of damage. A trap being placed in but doesn't work. Another 16 damage one shot. Great edits and they secure. See, that was
Definitely a good strategy. With after every shot, every shotgun shot being made, he immediately building a floor. That's a very good strategy. He was able to get 2
securing
shots on
himself,
him.
trying to avoid any damage, as much damage as possible, and he secures that elimination. That was really well played, and I think they need more of that. So they spotted 2 guys. They were pretty sure it wasn't more than 2. Each one picks an opponent, focuses on them, and definitely we saw Devil's perspective. They are great fighters. They know how to pick fights. Let's hope they could find more people and get more kills as soon as possible, because as soon as the zone closes in, they might have a lot of eyes on them, so they can't really go out in the open and pick any fight they want, so they will
Let's
have to make use of this bigger zone.
let's quickly take another look at the kill count. This confirms that they have 8 kills in total. That's 8
8
points in
kills
the
in
table.
total, and that is given that it's only 2 of these guys who are racking up the kills. And if I believe it was if the third teammate was still alive, they could have done a whole lot better. But right now they don't care about that. They're only
I'm not
focused
sure
on
we care.
these guys taking the rift.
To be honest, the third teammate Game Ranks might be sitting there with his legs stretched, with the soda in his hand, just chilling because he has full confidence in his teammates, seeing how
Full
they're playing
confidence in
right
his
now.
teammates, as we see them approaching towards the rift. Might be
So
looking to
there's
get onto this one real quick.
uses a rift, decides to
So
rotate over.
they saw another team, at least one guy on top of this mountain who came from a rift himself.
He's got a
And
heavy sniper that could work in their favor. They may be
have
taking
got to
snapshot
watch
of
out,
this
just
guy.
maneuvering around, strafing up in the air. He
That
doesn't
guy
see him, does he? And that's a
takes
that's a
damage
trap
from
over
a
there.
trap. Ouch! Not a good thing.
I
to
would have
happen
never suspected
at
that
all.
catch. That was really unfortunate. He
That
wouldn't
was
have he
very.
wouldn't have guessed in 1,000 years that there was a trap over there.
Sniper is standing pretty still, which I am not a big fan of, especially knowing that somebody out there does have.
Trying to drop some if he has any minis. I don't think they have players. Fortunately for them. They do see 2 guys southwest of their location. Sniper just going in or just avoids a snipe as he moves in to the glider redeploy. Could be
Well, his
3
name
people
is
at least.
Sniper,
They
not
have to stay
Sniper.
focused. These guys take the rift again. They just completely bailed out.
There's more loot over there. There's the heavy
Could he
sniper.
get the rift? Could he get onto the rift? Yes,
Yep.
they both do. They will
Ignores the loot
probably follow him.
completely. Decides to move in.
Literally no time to get to the loot. So only 10 seconds, and these guys were pretty far away. They just glided towards the rift. And they're currently following this team. They don't want to let them go. They will play super aggressive in this fight. A knock real quick. This guy gets hit from 2 different directions. A heavy sniper at their disposal if they don't pick it up. Instead picks up the blue SMG. Really helpful weapon. Great fire rate.
9 kills to their name. There's still
And
quite a
he
lot of people
to
left.
help him up as well. He will grab the grappler for mobility. They know what is going on. They know that they have to play aggressive. So 9 kills for them. And they see another guy redeploying towards retail row possibly.
covering both sides, seeing if they can sandwich you two. Not in a good situation.
Drop down completely. He has the grappler out. He can help his teammate in taking the high ground. See somebody building up.
That's a wonderful shot on him with his palm. Tries to rotate around through the back. Makes a turn.
You can see Sniper has dropped down. He's just trying to drop his enemy as well.
Might not work in his favor.
The essence is a great play. They will thirst him immediately. Probably grab those minis. They do, but he wants to pop that bandage first. He will actually cover himself. So in day 4, we saw one team wasn't being really careful when they were healing up, and they didn't cover one direction, and they actually got hit from that. Both of them got eliminated in a 1-by-1 while healing up. So these guys will not take the chance. See, so his teammate Devil, he moves out, edits the ball to move out, and then immediately close it back in case somebody's looking on from another direction. They have eyes on opponents, possibly third-party opportunities. People are already fighting over there.
Misses the sniper. Come on, you gotta live.
Devil already moving in. They want to miss none of these kills. Another great big battle going on west of their location, but I'm not sure which fight they want to focus.
Devil is not sure which one he wants to go.
He's in 2 minds right now, but he sees his teammate Sniper is focusing on this fight, so he will help him out over here. We have to stick close. I think he does land some great hits, quickly covering his west side because there's another fight going on with great awareness from this team. Trap being placed out. Devil taking hits from another direction. But Sniper does get a knock. I'm not sure if he secured that kill.
Looks like he has. He's got 6 kills to his name at the moment.
He might have secured that kill. A launch pad being placed, but he breaks the launch pad so his enemy cannot deploy away. And what a great hit! That was clutch. Like, it was a great hit. He might have taken damage if he didn't hit that. And the disrespect coming in from Sniper. He's sitting on 8 kills, and he's got great loot. These guys got medkits and everything. There's a half pod. I see minis on over here. Well, they could be 200 HP moving out of this location. And also
take a look at the kill counts again. We've got 8 kills on Devil, and we've got 8 kills on Sniper and 5 kills on Devil. That's 13 kills already, and they are probably in the top.
And they saw another fight west of their location. They might be moving in on that fight. This is looking great for them. They have covered up
7
really
more
well.
people to pick off.
Yep, definitely more guys, at least 2 teams.
Trying to see if they can tag a few.
Because they're playing really well, even though it's just the 2 of them. I don't think they were ever worried about.
That's what I said. Game Ranks is probably sitting there with his legs stretched. Not
just watching on over while his teammate do the work. The snipe just missing by.
Devil starting to push in. This might work in their favor as long as they are not third party. If they do,
yes, Devil might want to cover up all directions. That's exactly what he does.
He can definitely.
One guy picking up 34 damage. I think these guys do here. They might be watching us. So there you can see he wants to waste no time. He just wants to get as many shots as possible. Somebody else gets the kill. But he will grab that loot. He will not let anybody else take it. A lot of mats to help him out. Some minis. I think Devil might be 999 wood on this one because it is a great protective rush from him. 3-layered rush, so the enemy can't immediately take him down. A trap coming. Can you pull the trap? He hits the trap. But can he revive him? Can his teammate revive him? He doesn't have the time. He's getting sprayed on. I don't think he can revive him. He might have to bail. Gets tagged heavily. Lost all his team. Will be able to.
Right now.
But I think Devil might secure that trap kill.
Devil has secured that trap kill. That was just
got eliminated. But RZ sitting on only 50 HP right now. They might have a lot of kills, but if he could survive, he could get more eliminations over here. I think they quite possibly this might be the last team. We didn't really pay much attention to the people in this lobby. It's only 4 people left. Very low on health. He doesn't have any time to heal up. Your opponents. Oh, he got shot mid-air. It was a 3v1. And yet again, another team coming so close to that victory royale. But they do get 14 kills.
14 points, 2 kills, and 2
in round 2 of game 2.
That's 16 points in round 2. That's a solid round. These guys
that was a solid round. These guys just played out of their minds.
If
So
they
it's the
can keep
last
this
game
up,
for them.
if they can keep this up, if they did this with 2 people and if they can pull this off with 3 people,
I'm looking at a
definitely.
lot of kills in this game 3.
Definitely.
If all 3 of them could just, like we saw this before, we've seen people land in the same house if just to stay secure, even though if they don't have a lot of weapons, they could get their hands on anything. They are probably safer by landing in the same house. These guys might want to try that. Could we see a possible tilted drop? Cash, what do you think?
Possibly, but it is still risky.
Still risky. I don't think they want to take that risk. We've seen them play decent when they're together. Let's see what they plan out in this game 3.
So that's 16 points from round 2 and point in round. That confirms 17 points in total. Alright, game 2, round number 3. Round 2 looked extremely beautiful for Razer, even if they did lose game ranks early on. Game ranks is taking some damage at the moment.
Just as we suspected, tilted a drop. I think these guys are willing to take the risk. They are going for those high elimination games. I think Devil is in a fight with someone. He takes one hit, not a lot of damage taken though. He might be able to bail out this question team. He doesn't. He will get thirsted over here. And yet again, one of their teammates get knocked out really early. See, Cash, the fact that they all drop at different, even though they are the same location, just in different buildings, has not really turned out really well for them.
Might not have
Sniper taking heavy damage. He's not able to secure the knock. Can he get the knock? I think this opponent is really low. Where is the opponent go? He bailed down. You have to be really careful. He doesn't have any HP. Both of them knock each other? I've never seen this before. How can they both knock each other? Oh, somebody else. Somebody else come in and we will get thirsted out. This is looking really bad for them. Game rank the only one left. Last time we saw he was the one being knocked out before. And right now he has shields. He has the weapons. Can he do something? He's the only one left. I think the best option is just to clear tilted towers because there's natural cover over here.
If this becomes a solo squad clutch, this might be
one of the best games that we have ever had. Let's see, there's a big ask though. He's the only one left from this team, but we've seen his other teammates pull up something great in the last few games. If he could do that.
Tags him for 33.
The opponent does have to, so he has to be careful. Has to be careful. He's getting shot from
He's
other
getting shot
directions,
from the
possibly
side.
from tower.
Grappling
Somebody
devices.
grappling in.
14 damage. Pushes him away with his body.
I think he has gathered a lot of attention over here. He needs to
Yep.
be careful. Game ranks, his opponent is trying to take the high ground. Doesn't let him. Protects himself well. The opponent just completely bailing out. Only fighting. Game ranks does well, holding his high ground over here. He's trying to third party this fight. I don't think he got the knock, but he gets one elimination. The grappler guy is not giving any time. He's just on his nerve. I think Game Ranks wants his grappler guy out of the equation right now.
He wants the loot.
Sees another guy, he's going for the race, he doesn't see him! The other guy was raising his teammate. He didn't see him. Oh, he gets taken out. That was unfortunate. Only 15 HP left on this guy. Unfortunately for them, game 3 will come to a close for this team. They could have done great, but they get taken out pretty early on. It was still a very great game 2 from these guys. But this will be it for Team Razor.
Game 2, round 3 ends with 2 points in the bag. Hopefully they will be able to recover. No, not anymore at the moment. I just realized. Never mind.
That was it, and we will be back shortly with game number 3. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is game 3, round 1 of day 6 of Diwali Skirmish. We've got team The Crushers over here. I am joined alongside Damon. Hey, hello Damon, how are you doing today?
Hey PK, thanks for having me here. It's really always pleasure to cast with you, man.
Alright, so Damon, it's The Crushers. The teammates are, it's AG, Miracle and Addy. So Addy, interestingly enough, is a PS4 player.
Oh damn.
And we can see they've landed tilted tower, a really hot location. They're looking for this fight, aren't they, Damon?
Definitely, as you can see, it's a 1v3 again. These guys keep on like making it difficult for the enemies.
Exactly. So interesting thing, they get into another fight. 160 damage with the shotgun. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of damage, and they are the heavy shotgun for that shot. The Fortnite gods are in their favor.
Definitely. As you can see, like all three of them, they are together. Like they are always moving together.
This is what we were talking about before. So an interesting approach, like we saw last game. If those of you guys didn't see last game, what happened was the team they landed tilted as well in their game 3. But what they did was choose separate buildings for more loot, quite possibly, and they ended up getting knocked really early. They didn't work out for them, but with this team, see, they're just targeting the same enemies all together. This is looking good for them. This opponent knocks him out. It's KG. This opponent knows what he's doing. Can he help his teammate out? Let's hope that he doesn't get thirsted over here. He does get knocked out. Trying to secure the kill. Aqua Miracle over here. Gets tagged once. Getting sprayed on. This is heavy pressure. He needs to help his teammate get the res on. 7 HP Demon. This is looking bad. All of them. Nobody has shields. What's the play here?
I would say box in and wait for the enemies to react.
Exactly. So we saw the enemies just using their ARs, but we hear a glider being very close to them. Somebody might be pushing them. Possibly they have seen that yes, they are getting pushed, but they are together. Getting sprayed from multiple directions. This is not looking too good.
Addy's down again.
Shotgun soft. Addy's knocked again, but it's 2 of them. I think 7 damage, not looking too good. Gets in with those AR shots and does really well. He can res his teammate quite possibly if nobody else saw this fight.
So this is what I'm saying, PK. If you guys stick together, you can do anything. You saw like Addy there got knocked twice.
Knocked twice, but one of them goes to revive him to protect, to cover those walls if anybody is spraying down those walls, and the other guy just sprays on them to avoid any kind of pressure. That is the best team play right here. That's how you guys survive tilted towers.
I don't think so. They have any shields or anything. Them.
I don't think they have any shields. They do have decent shotguns at least. If you're in tilted towers, you might want to get your hands on decent shotguns. I saw a blue pump. I saw a green pump. I saw a golden heavy shotgun. It's one of the best shotguns out there. This is another enemy. Got a few shield tags off of him. All 3 yet again staying very close, targeting the same enemy, just breaking his ramps, so trying to make him fall down. Teammate gets knocked out. It's another guy. He will get knocked immediately. Can he help his teammate? I don't think he can. He gets the knock. He might want to finish him. Both of his teammates got thirsted real quick, Damon.
This is really bad for them.
Unfortunate. I think he could have saved his teammate, but it's just so unfortunate given that the guy was so thirsty to steal those kills. Like he didn't wait a second. He just kept on spraying at both of them. A tad bit unfortunate, but still they have a lot of kills. If Aqua Miracle being the only guy left, 100 HP, still at least one guy. Other than here, they have 6 kills combined. Aqua Miracle putting in 3 of those.
I would like highly suggest Aqua Miracle to play for the position now because it's quite difficult
to go in alone. Yes, he just sees an enemy on top of those L buildings. He decided to go in, but backs away when he realizes it's not a third party opportunity. Was that a good decision? Was that a bad one?
I think it's a good decision because you never know how many guys are there, so it's better to play for
exactly.
points
Now he is trying to redeploy, coming into those buildings. He's being attacked now, but another fight going down below him. A third party opportunity. The best way to get kills when you're all alone. Somebody gets knocked out. He grapples on him. Heavy damage. His opponent is in white. He gets a knock. Might want to thirst his skill right here. He will do that. Another guy coming in. He sees that, blocks himself so he doesn't take any unnecessary damage. The other opponent is right on top of him. He's trying to go down, trying to bail somehow. He's in his 1v1, I think. Takes a lot of time, but he managed to evade him for a second here. Grappling up above on top of natural high ground. That was a great play in my opinion. Damon, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Like getting the knock and then immediately thirsting him is a really good option here because you are solo. You don't.
I believe that is the only way Miracle can get some kills over here. It would really be a miracle if he is able to take those squad fights all alone, but I don't think that would be the case here. Just avoids him taking damage from Sting Bomb.
He's doing a really good job, like swinging across tilted towers, moving from different buildings. That way,
Exactly, he doesn't. So the enemy can't track him really. He uses those grapplers really well.
Let's see what moves he's done. Let's see what he's going to do now.
For those of you guys who are just joining in, we are underway with Diwali Skirmish. It is day 6. A lot of teams have already played their games. And I'll explain you to the point system. So there's 1 point for each kill, and there's 1 point for top 10 finish, top 3 finish for 1 point, and for victory royale you get those 3 points. So Damon, so far we haven't really seen any victory royales on live stream, that is at least. And we saw some teams come pretty close. We saw one team come pretty close. They came in second twice, that is, and didn't really work out for them. They couldn't get the victory, but still managed a lot of kills. I don't believe that Miracle can pull something off. Do you think it would really be a miracle if he could pull off a solo squad victory in this one?
Yeah, definitely. As the name says, it will be a miracle. Let's see what he can do here.
Let's see what he can do here. Currently just farming up, moving away. Not a lot. 26 people left. But the good thing is, while that lobby gets cleared out, they took part in that. They took part in clearing the lobby out. So rather than them worrying about a very few people left in the game, they have actually secured a lot of kills. We can get a good look over the kill count real quick.
So Miracle has 4 kills.
Miracle has 4 kills. It's KG with 1 and Addy with 2. While these two teammates got knocked out, Miracle has 4 kills, and total they have 7. Possible top 10 finish, which would reward them with 1 point.
Yeah, I think going for the points here is really is the only option. Like, definitely go for the points if you are playing solo squad. As you can see, he's on full mode.
That is great to know. He has some shield on him, 78 health, and he has a lot of match, so he can at least protect himself, if not go aggressive. I think, Damon, what's a player? I believe if it were me, I would go for those third-party opportunities and nothing else, given that it's only one person. Do you think that's the right thing to do?
Obviously, like, I would go for some natural high ground. I would sit there.
Like he is right now. He's going to this. So people like to call this Viking village. Some people call it Valhalla. Well, we would just call it Viking village, and this is one of the highest point in the maps.
I think he's searching for a rift. Oh, he finds one. So I
think he will be lucky for him. He will take this rift, look on for where other people are. For those of you guys just joining in and don't know about the giveaway, we actually have a live giveaway on stream. We'll give those out today. You can type in !points to check how many points if you have. If you have 20 points or more, you could go and buy a ticket for the giveaway. You can have n number of tickets, and the more tickets you have, the more chances you have to win.
So guys, don't wait for it. Go for it.
Don't wait for it. Go for it. Check !points. So currently just farming up. I'm pretty sure he's not running low resources. He had 12 wood just a while ago. Farming up whatever he can. So he's deciding to play it safe. Like you said, Damon, the right idea is to only go for third-party opportunities. I think he will be looking for that rift now.
As you can see, PK, like as soon as the game progresses on, you'll see like a very less number of people die.
Exactly. So really a big part of the lobby gets cleared out early game. So it was critical. Even though 2 of the day teammates got knocked out, it still played in their favor, I believe, because they took a huge part in clearing out that part of the lobby.
Yeah, definitely, because
and he will still, if he has not already, he can still get 1 point for top 10 finish.
Definitely.
Just going to the corrupted areas. Looking for the Shadow Stone, interesting. So he will get by unnoticed. I don't think anybody will notice him as long as he's in Shadow Stone. also provides him
I
with
see a
mobility.
build fight up there.
A
Not
great build fight of there. I'm not sure if he has any explosive. Would be great. I see a big porta fortress rather. Just moving around. I think he will get his hand on these mushrooms.
oh, he
Avoids
knows
them.
them.
He knows they are there, but doesn't want to risk staying out in the open stationary position. Quite possibly a good move.
He might
If I'm
go for
not
this
wrong, that
chest.
wire, yeah, he might go for the chest just beyond the this broken house. I think he might have seen somebody, so he has to be careful over here.
And he wasn't
No
that
luck with
lucky.
the
He
heal.
was not able to find out. Like
Yeah,
he wasn't able to find a
not
half.
that lucky with the heals. But in the beginning, we saw that they were quite lucky with the shots one day, and it's always great to see some shotguns early up in tilted towers.
Yeah, if you want the big guns, tilted is the way to go, man.
Again, he's on max wood, just staying out on the edge of the zone, trying to avoid any unnecessary attention.
That's a really smart move. Like if you go to the
So,
center and
Damon,
build a fortress, you'll attract a lot
late.
of enemies.
The next zone is almost 100% leaky late. So a lot of open areas. If you could get on one of those mountains, he could have a natural high ground. Nobody would really see him unless he starts firing.
But
He
I
could
think
third
like
party
if
some
you
fights.
but since he's alone, going for the high ground this time is not really safe because other teams will be going for it anyways. So I
Great
would say
point
like
mentioned. Right now he sees someone who just jumped down clock tower in tilted towers.
I would say pencil watering it out is a way to go here.
Exactly. So interesting thing, he's not really building any cover unless absolutely necessary. He's just hiding behind bushes, hiding behind trees. Because if you build something, anybody's going to know that somebody's there.
Yeah, building in these critical situations will only give away your position. So that is
And
the
he does
last
not
thing that
want
you
to
want to
do
do.
that. Exactly. He does not want to do that. So just moving in, getting some hits on some metal as he moves. He heard some gunshots southeast. Might be some people down in the river. So great position to third party people in the river.
And as you can see, he's in a
Going
really
for
good
the
position.
placement point.
He's in a really good position. He can just slide down in the river, being unnoticed by the enemies.
Just
He'll be
looking on
dropping off
over
any
from the
moment.
hill.
He'll be dropping off any moment.
So he has to move, can't stay here forever. He will definitely, I'm pretty sure he goes 10, top 10 1 point in the bag. I see some structures building over or north, people moving out of tilted towers. He might follow this up. So as the zone gets closer and closer, there's not a lot of room to hide. He might eventually will have to take a fight.
He
It
can
all
see this
depends on his
team north.
positioning now. All depending on his positioning right now. So another interesting approach is what I've seen people do is when you don't want to be the center of the attention in every fight, even though if there's a lot of teams fighting in one place, you could be if you rotate on the outside places of the zone, you're not the center of attention.
Yeah, as you can see, what is he doing? Like he's building up slowly. He's not going up in a one go. He's doing it in a really traditional manner, like taking a few steps together.
Exactly. So one by one, really built up to the maximum height. I believe just got broken down. Let's see if there's somebody over there.
Oh man, that was really high.
He's going really high, wants to avoid any attention whatsoever. How far away he might be from the highest point of the map where you can't build any further.
I think this is a really smart move, like going to the highest point
He's
of.
he's definitely playing for those top three finish quite possibly. And imagine if somebody's fighting, if this it's the last three teams quite possibly, he can finish that fight possibly. And yep, he knows he has a lot of time just emoting around having some fun. So this game from it was not looking really good. Even though they had a few kills, their teammate got knocked out. But I think Miracle played it really well, not playing really aggressive and just securing those placement points. And now he can still go for kills. Like he could still third party. I'm not sure if he has sniper. I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
I think his original plan was to get in top 10 and then go for the kills. I think
Yes,
since he has
especially when
already
it's
secured the
limited of
top
number.
10 position, he might be going for some kills, some additional points.
So Damon, interesting approach. What do you think about this approach? What he does is he just waits it out, waits it out, still just builds up to the next zone and waits till there's only two teams left. Let them fight. Let them do some damage. If he goes unnoticed, I'm pretty sure he's unnoticed till now. He's
Yeah.
up in the air when nobody's looking at the edge of the zone. If you could just stay like this till there's only two teams left, he might not get kills, but he could still pinch them, possibly go for that victory. And it would be amazing to see one guy winning this game. Although that's a big if.
And the circle is pretty close.
He doesn't decide to build any further, just completely drops in down.
He's going for the factories near Leaky Lake. My bad. He's going for the Leaky Lake factories. Oh, he's going to hide in the water.
Just hoping nobody sees him. So
I hear
somebody gets
footsteps.
sniped in the background. Somebody right, could be right.
Oh,
Right
damn.
above him, he doesn't see him. Does he see him? Okay, his cover is blown, his cover is blown.
Oh my
And he gets
God.
taken out. But will he get, he might get this elimination, Damon. At least he could get this elimination.
Let's see. Oh my
Oh,
God,
he
he escaped.
doesn't. This guy avoids the trap. He could have gotten it. Let's see if his teammates are able to revive him. I'm not sure how this will play out. This is so close. If that trap hit a second earlier, he would still be alive with this elimination. Quite possibly, he came in fourth, just one position away from top three. How unfortunate.
Man, that's hard
Almost
luck.
playing it well for
That is
Zoe
hard luck.
in his favor. He gets thirsted. He will get the kill. At
And
least
he
he
will
gets
get the
another
kill.
point, even though he doesn't get the point for top three. So they have 9 kills. They have 9 kills and two.
They have 8
And
kills back.
also they have 8 kills.
Yeah.
So eight
So
kills.
and then they have 9 points, I guess.
Yes, that puts them up in 9 points. Not so bad considering he was the only one left surviving till the towers. So we can head on to the next game. So interesting, Damon. These guys' first game, they decided not to play safe, which is usually the case. People usually try to play it safe, get a solid position in the game. Still, a decent number of points. They could go ham in the next game. Quite
Yeah,
possibly.
definitely. I really like how they were really aggressive in the beginning. Like they
In the
got
beginning and sticking close. And given if they could survive first city, I believe this guy could rack up a lot of kills.
yeah, throughout the tournament, one thing that I have seen that is really important is sticking around. Like if you are close to each other, you'll definitely rank up and you'll get some points.
Exactly. So another interesting thing I noticed, all these guys are going copying the same skins. So kind of a theme going on here.
Yeah, going for the Cloaksy skin, huh?
Exactly.
Hey, my PBK, my question to you will be like, what do you think? Will they drop Tilted again, or they will be going for some other drop?
I'm not sure if they want to drop Tilted again. They could. It doesn't necessarily mean that they will play it safe, but they could still go for a high kill game. I believe that's their objective because they've seen other people get a lot of points, so they might be risking it a little bit. Let's see how they decide to play it out. Ladies and gentlemen, we are underway with game number 3, round 2. So first game, they decided to go Tilted Towers. Damon, once again, Tilted Tower is their location. I think Miracle already has a knock if he hasn't already finished his kill. Addy not looking too good, only 46 HP.
I think these guys are going all in. They're
They're
going.
going all in. They want those elimination points as long as all 3 of them are alive.
I think these guys are regrouping now in the building.
Regrouping now. So early on we saw them that they were quite separated, not in the same building like before, but they regrouped some shields to help him out. So interesting that Addy doesn't take the shields, Damon. Really interesting approach here. They had 2 full shields and Addy does not take either of them, even though he was 46 HP. So the approach over here is that now he gets some mini and he gets shocked, he gets knocked down actually. Can his teammates help him out? They do help him out. KG takes a lot of damage, but they help him out. Another enemy over here. They will secure these buildings. The edit is not with them. KG needs to hit this double barrel shot. He has a double barrel in his hand. Another guy comes in, swoops in from the right side, and they all get taken out from the window. That's one of the bad things about Tilted Towers. They can't really do much in this game. Only have 2 eliminations. That will be only just 2 points.
This was a quick one, as you should be.
Quick one. Quite unfortunate. This was a quick game. So even though these guys were sticking close, just unfortunate that somebody just ARs them from the window.
Yeah,
they couldn't really do much from that situation. But it's a good thing. At least they were sticking around for those teammates. So another interesting thing that I would like to talk about is the shield distribution. So these guys found 2 half pods, but they decided to take it up. Like for 150 health on 2 teammates, it is called tanking. So these guys will play the tank. The other guy, which is low on HP, which is only 46 health, he will stay behind and just try to support them. Support with an AR or Cynthia or whatever he could. He will not join the fight directly up ahead. So that was an interesting approach. However, let's see what they decide in game number 3.
And yeah, and for the viewers, yeah, this tanking technique is a really crucial technique used by many pros. If, for example, as PK said, the guy had 50 HP. Even if he popped the full pot, he would be on 100 HP. He would be one shot. But if the guy who's having 100 HP pop the big shield, he will be what, 150.
Exactly. So rather than him being one shot, the other guy could be the tank. He could take a lot of hits and he could secure an elimination. And his enemy doesn't even have to risk being knocked. So that was an interesting approach. We've seen these players pay attention to these little things which have helped them out, but they can't really survive Tilted Towers, can they? Or at least not all 3 of them. So Damon, what could be their approach in game number 3? A possible landing spot. We see the bus going from Lazy Links to Paradise Palm. What kind of location are you thinking? A tilted drop yet again, or they decide to play it a little bit safer?
I would say that since they did not have a really good second game, they should play it a bit safer, but drop for a major city. Maybe the Palm Island or PP, anywhere.
So, seem to have marked Pleasant Park. Given that it's a bit far away, the bus is going from Paradise Palms to Lazy Link. Paradise seems to be a bit safer. I think this time they might be trying to win because Victory Royale does give you 3 points. And that's a lot, considering if you could manage to eliminate all other teams.
Yeah, definitely. Going for that Victory Royale, getting yourself 3 additional points is really crucial. And having a bad game, a really bad second round is really tough for any team.
We've seen this before. We've seen the Razor team trying to make it up. They got eliminated pretty quickly in their first game and they landed salty. And they made it up with a very brilliant game number 2. Let's see if these guys can pull off something similar in game number 3. Quite possibly better. Still 91 people left in this lobby. That's a lot. Let's see how their drop goes in Pleasant Park. Not that far away. All of these guys are seem to take in the north side of Pleasant Park. So interesting approach over here, Damon.
And Albert gets a...
KG gets a knock. Eliminates him as soon as possible. Not a lot of HP to work with. Doesn't find any heals as well. He might need his teammates' help right now. So interesting approach, Damon. They land, even though Pleasant Park, not a lot of buildings, some houses only, But what these people do is they choose one direction. So they cover the north of the park, so they could still help people out. But KG getting tagged here, he doesn't have a lot of help to work with, but his teammates are here to bail him out in case. KG running really low. Let's see the other people. A great hit, but he gets knocked out. Will he get thirsted? He won't get thirsted. That's good news. His teammate has to bail him out right now. He's still looking good. His teammate have to help him. They don't have eyes on him. 2 enemies. Miracle gets knocked out as well. KG gets thirsted. Miracle is knocked out. It's all on Addy. This is it. Backs out trying to reload. Takes one heavy hit only on 2 HP. And they all get taken out. So only 1 point from this game. This was not looking really well from early on. The pleasant drop doesn't really go for them, and it's just 1 point, no placement points in this one for them. So it was just a decent first game. Didn't really work out too well from them afterwards. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's all the games we have for today. We saw some great games though. We see teams trying to make up for those messed up landings. Possibly better decisions on where to land could work out well for them. But well, still a decent performance.
Yeah, we had a very good games today, and I was surprised like we were not able to get a victory royale in this thing.
Yes, surprisingly, left 2 teams coming in really close. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. And remember, tomorrow is the final day for Diwali Skirmish. After that, we will be announcing the results and the winner of Diwali Skirmish as well. If you guys haven't already participated in the giveaway, make sure to do that. Type in !points to check how many points you have. You can trade 20 points in for an entry in the giveaway. Have multiple entries. The more entries you have, the more chances you have of winning.
Thank you for joining us, guys.
That is it, guys, from us. We'll see you tomorrow.